Hey Tubes Blazer Project. Well, good news from the barn is the Husky that I did the ring job on is completely going strong, no smoke, did just fine, so it's repaired, that is done, awesome. Now on today's project is Toolbox, and I picked up this. Couldn't beat the price, 2,000 pound Ultra Tow truck crane with a hand winch. This is from Northern Tool. I am not sponsored by Northern Tool. I bought this with my own money and I couldn't beat the price, but I will tell you right now, this is a two-box system. This big one contains the main part of the crane. The small one contains all the bits and pieces, the nuts, bolts, and everything. But one thing it does not come with is mounting bolts to mount this to the bed of the truck, which I picked up. I'd suggest you go to grade 8, but I like it settled for was grade 5. I got washers, block washers as well. Plus also you're going to need blown red Loctite, but it comes with hook, D-ring, everything else to hook it up and everything. But also you need a drill with the correct drill bit and a grease gun, because this bearing here is not greased. The reason there's a little grease in there is that I've already put some grease in the bottom around the race. I haven't packed this yet. That's why this is Frankenstein together. This is one I use for U-joints on vehicles and so forth, because it has the needle on the front and it can get in and shoot grease all in there. But back onto this crane. Now I have the base where I want it. Now you don't want it completely up against the bed. That's a big no-no. So move it over a little, that way you get full motion, but also it doesn't mean you're having to fight to get in here to get a bolt loose or something. Plus also, you want some of it over the frame, which, hope you guys can see it. Some of it is, if you get it all figured out. So, plan is, now I'm going to drill these, put the grade 5s in with the red Loctite, and I'd suggest you get the gel, because the gel works excellent, especially if you're putting these through and you're having to work on your back and everything. So, I'm going to draw out the bolt holes, and we're going to get the base mounted, and then we got to get that done and start piecing this thing together. It's going to be fun. Alright, let's get this drilled. Alright. Holes are done, but Looks like I gotta go get a file and a hammer and screwdriver. Get this all done, so shut you off and bring it back when we go to sink the base down. Alright. Holes are drilled. Bolts just go right on through, which is awesome. With a little persuasion. But, as you can see, I am not going to settle for this. Yeah, the bolt head may fit over it, but considering the weight this thing's probably going to be taken care of, that's where the washers come in. Bolt's going to have a washer on top, on bottom. Then a lock washer and a nut on the end, and there's going to be red Loctite all the way around. So, got this big monster with the gel in it. It's red. Trust me, these big monsters, keep them in your toolboxes or in a vehicle. Save your life. Especially if you're out doing a lot of work. So, now you see why I like the gel, because it just stays there. Then drop them in. So I've got to do that about 7 more times, and then underneath we'll get to hammering these suckers home. Enjoy. Alright, got a 15/16 wrench up here. Got my Milwaukee Electric Impact. Freaking spend the money and get one of these. They are nice. And the plan is, this wrench will be up against the bed or something on every single one of these bolts while I hammer down beneath. And before I do that, I'm going to go get some ear protection because I do not need my ears ringing. Alright, got them. Now the plan is to start here, work the corners, get the middle, and then be done. And there's no torque on these. I'm just going to hammer them until they freaking basically stop where I feel they're good. So, here it goes. Alright, change of plans. Alright, I gotta shut you off, go hunt some things down, and we gotta change of plans. Alright, because some of the suspension components are in the way, got the torque wrench to 110 extension. And instead I went to a 24mm shallow instead of the 15/16 deep. And let's see how well this goes. And there goes the door. idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Two extensions, then the electric impact, and then I can check the torque with the wrench. Ugh. See how well this goes. Alright, with the base fully mounted and secure, it's time to move on to the swivel and this bearing. Now these things come dry, as in no grease, no nothing in it. So what I've done is taken a mini grease gun, put the small tube in it, then took this 360 piece, and from there, hose into a needle, which is perfect for putting grease in every little nook, space between these things. Go around. Pretty much the bearing is packed for this application. However, there's one more thing we have to do. In here, it goes metal to metal. There's a grease fitting on the back of this. So, like usual, put that there, then drop this sucker in. Got most of it. So, grab the other grease gun, grease this thing up, and we'll move on to the main support boom. It goes right on here. This will be interesting. Alright. Got every single bolt red Loctited, all the way down threads. Washer on top, the nut and lock washer go on the bottom. Now let's get this piece, the main support boom, support on this swivel. Behave. Stable. Wet. That's the fun of trying to do this all on your own. But then again, make it through and go right. There we go. There's one. I've got to do all the others, and we're going to torque these to about like 80, 90 foot-pounds. There's no, like I said before, there's no foot-pound measurement in the manual, so it's up to your own discretion. You do it any less or whatever you do, your own fault if something screws up. But I've got the rest of these to install, and then we're going to get to torquing. Alright. Had to do the cheetah pipe method, wrench with a pipe, which I'd say jackhammer around it, and the torque wrench underneath here. Got these suckers to 80 foot-pounds, and you can tell it's not going anywhere. Backed it off from 100 to 80, and it just went, so there's that. Now, let me check the instructions real quick. Because it looks like the main part of the boom is next. And that's going to be fun. Okay. But before that, we got to stick this in here, which the cable from the hand winch will be just fine. We'll ride in and go from there. So those two are the same. That one goes in the freaking boom. Okay, the bushings here. Now this is where the blue Loctite comes in handy, because you'll be taking these out to replace things, fix things, and so forth. Now with the mounting plate, that's where the red came in. So you don't want that stuff coming off at all. So, blue gel. Come on. Go. Stick that off to the side. Got one bushing, and that, the bearing, and then the other is on the other side. Just get it right. Come on. And there we go. Not. to shut you off, take a look at more of the instructions, and turn you back on once I finally get this figured out. Alright, top of this thing, it actually goes like this. This piece, the main boom, goes in here with this bolt threaded through. Then you have bushing here, then this guide, then another bushing, lock washer and nut. I already got the ram installed, it's just 2 bolts and so forth. Now I'm going to be off camera finishing this up because the rest is simple. It's just shoving the last boom piece in, putting the winch on, running cable and everything, and then we're going to go out to the property and get the next project. Plus also my camera is starting to run out of battery, so I got to go plug this in and just finish this all up. So I'll talk to y'all probably out at the barn, so see you there. Alright, I'm out here at the property and it is nice and beautiful, but on the way here, crane didn't move one bit. I just gotta remember it's there now, so oh well. I also gotta make some custom mounts to keep it held in place if I'm going down some rough terrain and a few other things, but those can wait for another day. But here's what I'm here to get. Right in here, this is the old mower deck for the Dayton. And it's in very good shape. Needs some serious work, but it is complete. So we're going to get that in the truck and get it home because I plan on turning that into a pull-behind bush hog with its own engine and everything. That way if I'm out here with workhorse or the Dayton itself, I can pull it behind the Dayton or workhorse and just go to town and help my mom out here at the property. So, got to get that unhooked, get some straps from the truck, and get it rigged. Plus also off camera, got this tensioned and stretched by just dragging a piece of metal on the ground to get the slack out, and it's basically now ready to go. So, gonna shut up and get to work. Alright, had a back toolbox up a little, get close to the deck, but it has those 2 guards at the front. Loop the toe strap through both of them, and they brought it up straight to the hooks that are on the front that would latch onto the Dayton. Got those in the hook, and we're just gonna hoist her on up. You guys on the tripod. Down. Alright. Let's see how well this goes. And if I knock out a tail light. Well, it's up. I think I overdid something. We'll be putting an electric winch on this thing. Alright, I gotta readjust a few things, and then we'll try again. Alright, what I decided to do, toe strap's right there. Work the rigging around to where it loops through those. And now, yes, it's crossed up here. I just want to get this thing in. But looks like this will work. Twist out of it first. And it doesn't lift the damn tailgate. I'm gonna jack her up a little. She's in. She's in. Can't be more happier. We're still going. Awesome. Took a little doing, but as you can see, this is what I wanted to do. Plus also, if I go out and get an engine, I can just get in the bed of the truck and go from there. She is solid and moved just fine. So, that's going to become a pull behind bush hog. That's going to be another project. That's going to be coming up soon. First, we got to tear it down, fix it, make sure everything works, paint the daylights out of it, get some new blades, just go through it. The Blazer, I'm working on it, don't worry. I just need to go, at the end of the month, I'm going to go get some plywood boards, and then the tranny and transfer case is coming out, and then I am on body work like a mother on that thing. So, I'm going to give you a brief overview of where the torque specs are, and so forth. red Loctite, 100 foot-pounds each, and these are grade 5 zinc covered bolts that I bought. These came with the kit. They have red Loctite on them as well, 80 foot-pounds, and the others are just as tight as possible without bending the frame. So, like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Link in the description to this crane from Northern Tool. And I couldn't be more happier, but remember, it's a two-piece setup. One box has the main crane parts, the other has the base and all the hardware. But you will have to buy the bolts to hold it onto your bed. So I'm going to finish this up and get on home. So like, subscribe, comment, like I said before, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.